Matthew 14, 29 through 31. And he said, "Come." And getting out of the boat, Peter walked on the water and came towards Jesus. But seeing the wind, he became frightened and began to sink. And he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately stretched out his hand and took hold of him and said, "You have little faith, why did you doubt?" First observation I made is that Peter was about to get on the water. He was about to do something that seems impossible. Impossible to the human mind, right? Like, how many of us has been in this spot? How many of us has been in a spot in our life that we're like, how am I going to make it through this? How will we ever get past this? Whether it's in the form of anxiety, depression, maybe the loss of a spouse, maybe the loss of a child. Like, we've all been in a spot before that we just don't know how we're going to get through this. But in verse 30, after he sank and became frightened, it said, Peter cried out, "Lord, save me." This word "cried out" in the Greek language means to cry out loudly, with an urgent scream, a shout that expresses deep emotions. Peter cried out in a way that the Lord knew he wanted his help. He knew that he was crying out to him. And it says immediately, not 5 minutes later, not 10 minutes later, not the next day, immediately, as soon as Peter cried out with an urgent scream, expressing deep emotion, Jesus stretched out his hand and he took a hold of him. And then says, "You of little faith, why did you doubt?" Peter's seen Jesus do a lot of things by this time, but he still had small faith and he still had that doubt, because in our mind, how are we going to walk on water? But what I can tell you today is, with anything when it comes to Jesus, anything is possible. Like, I wrote down a few things. It's like we've all been here. This happens to all of us. Like, we all doubt. I've doubted. I'm a preacher and I've doubted. I've had troubled heart, anxiety, depression. What I would say to you today is, cry out to the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. The Lord is near, and he will reach out and save you. He sees you. If you know anybody that's fighting anything that's got them down and they just don't know if they're going to make it through it today, man, send them Matthew 14, 29 through 31, and tell them, cry out to Jesus. He sees you, and he will immediately reach out his hand and save you.